The following is a special presentation of the NCWLIFE channel. Welcome to the 2019 commencement exercises of Westside High School. Today's broadcast is made possible by these fine sponsors. Auto Mocha, with 6 locations in our valley to serve you. Black Rock Asphalt Services, your local asphalt seal coating company. Columbia Valley Community Health, with 9 locations serving Wenatchee and Chelan. Dr. Parks, DDS, an orthodontic specialist. Call 662-7918 for a complimentary evaluation. Global Car Care, they speak your car's language. Harvest Valley Pest Control, your guide to the pest-free life. Call for your free quote. By Wenatchee Valley College, your future starts here. And by the Walkabout Grill in downtown Wenatchee and outdoor seating in Leavenworth.
It's my pleasure to introduce a fine young man to the stage. This student has been with Westside for 3 years of his high school career. We have truly enjoyed watching him grow and mature. His compassion is off the charts, and he is often seen holding the door in the morning for students as they walk in to begin their day. Help me welcome the amazing Kevin Castro to the stage. Each one of these incredible students sitting before you proudly displaying their cap and gown is also displaying a story. It's a story of a great accomplishment that in some cases almost didn't happen. What's great about their story is it's a story of overcoming obstacles and perseverance, and at times when all hope was lost, having to pick themselves back up again, dust themselves off, and come back at it for another shot. Each one of them knows their story, and what's even better is these educators over here know that story. And many of you sitting in the audience tonight, you know that story too. So tonight we celebrate those stories.
I'm hearing it through the board.
Graduation standards are higher than they ever have been. And these students sitting in front of you tonight have earned 22 credits. They've passed both the English and the math state assessment. They've completed their 5th year plan. Part of that 5th year plan is that they write a personal narrative. And that personal narrative is about their journey. And they tell us, the Westside staff, their story. I want to share a few excerpts tonight from those stories that discuss the importance of the journey and how Westside played a part in the lives of these students. So student 1 says, I often say switching to Westside was the best decision that I've ever made because it truly has given me an opportunity to find myself while being in a judgment-free zone surrounded by the best teachers I could ever imagine. I have learned so much about what real happiness is that it has changed my life completely. I've also learned a lot of actual real-world skills, such as a class entirely on finance. Imagine that. I learned skills that are very necessary in real life after high school. Student 2 said this, I didn't start going to school because of the court system, or because I was afraid to go to juvie, or any of the empty threats that were being made to me. Rather, I started going because switching to Westside gave me hope. Hope that I might still have a chance at graduating on time. The switch to Westside, along with the staff, made me realize that I was capable of doing so much more than I was doing currently. So I actually started doing my work and showing up because of that hope. Powerful words. Student 3 said, switching to Westside High School gave me the opportunity to catch up on all of my schoolwork and finally have the motivation to do what needed to be done. When I switched to Westside, I had 10 credits. And evidently you need 11 to be accepted into the night school program. They accepted me anyway, and I'm grateful, I'm eternally grateful for that, because tonight I'm here. So that's awesome. The next student says, my whole experience in school had always been tough until I got to go to Westside. I have always felt like an outsider, or just different from all the other kids. Westside was the best decision I could have ever made. I found the confidence through the caring teachers and the staff there. And the last excerpt says, the method Westside uses to teach and allows students to learn has been a better experience for me personally. I was able to work at my own pace. I didn't feel like a child getting talked down to or being watched. At Westside, I feel like I have received great support and encouragement from teachers, and I am ever grateful to them. And I like this sentence here. I have felt valued, and this has led me to have a different outlook on education in general and my overall self-esteem. I love it. These excerpts are examples of the same message that is clearly stated throughout all of these graduating seniors' personal narratives. And you guys are out there going, oh, that was mine. Oh yeah, that was mine. I wrote those words, baby. That was good. What we do at Westside is working. What we do at Westside is absolutely necessary. Sometimes students need a unique and tailored experience for them to show their full potential. And I think we're saying that tonight. Seniors, you are Westside High School, and Westside is always a part of you. And I know what you learned will carry you into adulthood successfully. We do things differently at Westside, and most importantly, we embrace the uniqueness that each one of these young people bring to our front door. I am so proud of you, class of 2019. And seniors, tonight it is your night. Parents, family, friends, tonight is your night. Staff of Westside and the Wenatchee School District, tonight is your night as well. We have so much to celebrate. I want to congratulate you right now. Tonight's distinguished guest speaker is an amazing human. Jesus Hernandez is a people person. And as a people person, he has found numerous ways to advocate for the people of our community. In his various roles throughout the Wenatchee Valley, both professional and through his volunteer efforts, he has found ways to directly and indirectly impact the lives of the students in the Wenatchee School District. I've been so impressed by the amazing work that Jesus engaged in while serving for years on the Wenatchee School District School Board, his extensive role that he played in Wenatchee Rotary as a board member, committee chair, and ultimately president of that club, and the work that he did for Together for Youth, and the extensive work and time that he gave for the Coalition for Children and Families. Please help me welcome personal friend and a mentor and someone I've looked up to for many years, Jesus Hernandez.
Wow, thank you for the wonderful introduction, Corey. Good evening, buenas noches. It's such a privilege to be here and be asked to speak at your graduation. And let me just briefly tell you that my story is like many, many people in Central Washington who came to the U.S. with their parents when they were little kids. And for me, I was extra lucky that I got a great education going through Wenatchee High School, went on to school, and went after my goals that I'm still after today. So it's such an honor to be asked to come back and speak to you at your graduation. Thank you, class of 2019, and Principal Colhart for that amazing honor. For about close to 20 years, I was one of those proud school board members who sat there just feeling inspired and grateful while listening to the amazing stories of graduates from Wenatchee High School who overcame, like Dr. Colhart said, amazing odds to achieve this milestone of graduating and getting a diploma from Wenatchee High School, Westside High School. So again, I'd like to first thank you for that honor, and secondly, my intent here is to celebrate your accomplishment, to share some thoughts that perhaps can help you as you leap towards your future goals and aspirations. And third, I'd like to share a little bit of advice and information that inspired me 20-some years ago when I first heard this, and I was in your shoes looking to start my life in the world, right? So let me come back then to highlight the fact that the milestone you're accomplishing tonight, it's a peculiar one, because in our society, if you don't graduate from high school, it's a big deal. A lot of doors remain shut, and it's difficult to find opportunities. Yet, if you graduate from high school, society expects you to go further, right? Like that's not enough, right? You got to go further. Go to a trade school. Go to further your education, maybe in the military or some other opportunity, or go into the workforce where you are then asked to learn new opportunities, new skills, new talents. So what I want to highlight today is that it is a big deal to graduate from high school. And congratulations. And it's an opportunity to not only take stock of what you've accomplished, but also look at and be grateful for the people in your lives, the support systems, your parents and other people who have been there for you to get you to this point. Why don't we take this moment to look around and thank our parents and our support systems and give them a big hand of applause for all the support that they've done. For a lot of you, a big part of that support system, as Dr. Colhart mentioned, are the amazing, caring teachers at Westside High School, correct? Why don't we give them a hand for all they do? So I'm sure you received a lot of advice, especially as you've gotten closer to your graduation. Just remember that the people who give you that advice, they're doing it with the best of intentions. They care about your future, they care about you, and they want to share life experiences that might have helped them. You get to choose how much of that advice is relevant to your life, to your circumstances, to where you want to get to. And what is not applicable, it's okay, you can just leave it, right? So I'm going to share a little bit of advice that has helped me over the years. And with that said, the perspective that I want to share has to do with setting goals. Perhaps a lot of you currently or in recent times have been stressing over the expectation to set goals, choose a career or choose a job or choose a path forward, maybe a trade school or something like that. It can be stressful, right? I mean, what if you make what if you make a mistake, right? What if you choose the wrong path? That can be stressful. So what somebody said to me some 20 years ago that really resonated is what I want to share with you today. So instead of it's very helpful to set career goals, whether it's going to college or a trade school or military or something like that. Even more important is to set and define your life goals. Your life goals, okay? What do you want your life to look like and feel like when you're, say, 30 years old? Give yourself some time. For some of you, maybe you want a life that allows you to travel all over the world, meet new people and new places, right? Not be tied down to one community, for example. And for other people, maybe the person next to you, they would be perfectly happy to be strongly tied to a community, maybe have a family, a nice home, a nice car, and just a nice comfortable life, maybe a couple of vacations a year, and that would be just fine for the people. And some of you are somewhere in between. There's no right or wrong. The important thing is that you give some time to imagining and vividly creating an image in your mind of what is that life goal that you want 10 years down the road. And don't stress about the immediate next decision of whether it's a job, a career, or going to college. Do what feels best, experiment, you'll make some mistakes, you'll get back on track, but what's going to help you is that life goal down the road, because that is the real life goal. That is the real goal. The jobs or careers that you have in the process, those are just steps. Those are like vehicles, like jumping from a Toyota to a Ford to a Chevrolet. Those are just vehicles that will help you reach that life goal that you must help develop for yourself. Why is that important? You see, when you set a goal like that, it helps you make better decisions. It's like this. If I set a goal and I say, I want to be at that place by this date, then every decision I make is going to be judged based on whether it moves me that direction or not. When I don't have a destination that I set for myself, Mr. Kalahar might come around and say, hey, Jesus, I'm going this way. Come with me. And I'm going to say, well, I don't have any place to go. I'll come with you, right? And I'll follow Mr. Kalahar. Now, he might be going to a great place, or maybe he's going to a bad place. Who knows, right? The point is, when we don't have our own direction, we become followers, not leaders of our own life. That's why having life goals well defined for yourselves can help you make better decisions in life. From the people you become friends with, who you marry or don't marry, to the jobs you will have, because everything that you do, important decisions that you make, you will be able to discriminate whether those decisions move you in that direction that you set for yourself or not. And that is a huge deal. That is really something that, for me, it resonated tremendously when I heard it when I was about your age. And it has helped me, I think, make pretty good decisions along the way. Not that I haven't made mistakes, but certainly having that direction has really helped. Does that make sense? So at this point, I'd like, with your permission, to highlight just the main points that I said in Spanish, especially for our Spanish-speaking families and parents. Uno de los puntos principales que quise hacer en este comentario es que es importante no nomás hacer metas hacia el empleo o la educación que quieren seguir los jóvenes inmediatamente, pero la importancia de proponerte y tener claro en tu mente las metas de tu vida en general, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo quieres que tu vida se vea cuando tienes 30 años, por ejemplo? Si incluye una buena casa o un carro, un buen trabajo, una familia, ¿verdad? O para otra persona tal vez no quiere tener nada de eso, quiere tener una vida que le da la oportunidad de trabajar o viajar por todo el mundo y conocer muchos lugares y muchas personas. Lo importante es tener esa meta bien clara en tu mente, porque eso te ayuda a distinguir decisiones que te llevan hacia esa meta y las decisiones que te llevan a otro lugar. Y eso es lo principal del mensaje que quise compartir esta noche. Well, I once again want to share with you that it's a privilege to have spoken here and share these thoughts with you. I want to end with a quote that I hope will inspire you some. This quote is by Roy Bennett, and he said, "Believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you can imagine." Congratulations, class of 2019. We are so proud of you. You inspire us all for your courage and your strength and your grit to get to this important milestone in your lives. And again, congratulations to you, your parents, and the great staff at Westside High School.
Thank you so much, Jesus, for honoring us this evening with your words of wisdom. And aside from our guest speaker, one of the highlights of graduation the evening for all of us is our student speakers. These students volunteer to share their story of what Westside means to them and what school has meant to them through their journey. So a little snippet of that personal narrative once again. So please welcome our first student speaker, Blanca Medina.
Good evening. My name is Blanca Medina. I am honored to be a Westside graduate speaker this year. This is my story. This is my story of how I started. This is the story of how this school changed my perspective on school in general. First of all, you need to know that I never liked school before I came to Westside. In fact, I didn't even go to school for my first 2 years of high school. You are all out there probably thinking why. What's so wrong with school that this young student couldn't go? I'll share a little bit from the beginning. It began a long time ago because during my whole elementary school year, I got bullied for the way I looked because I wore glasses. After the torture of elementary school was over, middle school came along. I was optimistic that things might get better. I thought and was hoping it would be different in middle school. And it was a little different. I didn't get bullied as much as I did in elementary. However, I was slowly becoming a troublemaker myself. By 7th grade, I would do dumb things thinking it was cool, but in reality, it wasn't. Do I regret some of the things I did? I do kind of regret, but I also feel that I needed to learn somehow. I did get suspended a few times, and I did learn from my mistakes through those consequences. After middle school was done, high school came along next year. I was ready for a change. The high school was bigger, a different experience. For my first year when I started, I would go to classes, but slowly at some point, I decided to stop showing up to school altogether. The reason why I stopped going to school is because I didn't feel like I was getting the academic help I needed, that I personally didn't really matter to anyone. I also really didn't care about my grades or realized that they had impact on my future. I also got talked to by the adults at my school about my grades and my absences. But at that point, I didn't bother to work any harder, as it didn't seem to matter. Basically, I gave up. I started to show up to school less and less. Okay, my sophomore year at high school, where do I start? Well, I went to school for a few months. When I started to skip regularly again, I still didn't care about school and didn't take it seriously. I only showed up to the classes I liked, which was like 2 to 3 classes. And only then did I show up sometimes. The year ended badly, and I was told that I was getting switched to Westside High School. The next year was my junior year, and I was supposed to begin at Westside. I was excited and nervous at the same time to start a new school. Westside has importantly helped me catch up with my academics and improve my grades. I only started with 6 credits to my name when I got to Westside, so I had basically 3 full years to make up in 2. I got help from all the teachers, and every day they pushed me to get my diploma and helped me find out what I wanted to do after high school. I feel like this is what I needed the whole time. Caring adults who were committed to make me get to the finish line. The people that have been supporting me and giving me advice are my family and some of my good friends. Friends are those who motivate you when you are thinking of giving up, and they push you to get your work done. They are always there for you and help you through the hard moments. My advice for the younger students in the audience is to get your work done, don't slack off, and specifically don't skip class. Every day you miss up school or choose not to participate is another day that graduation and success is further away from your reach. It will only get harder for you in the end. Stay motivated. If you need any help, ask for help. I will close this with a final thought. Never give up on your dreams. Don't let people tell you can't do it. Prove them wrong. Congrats, class of 2019.
Wow, talk about courage. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to thank Blanca again for having the courage to get through that. That was amazing. And I want to prep you for the next student speaker. As you can see, the milk crates I have here, we're gonna make this happen. So Peyton Blakeney, will you join me on stage for your presentation?
myself I wouldn't cry.
You're good. How can I help
You might have to hold them still while I stand
Okay,
up on
I
there.
gotcha.
Don't know.
Let's not do it. Let's not do it.
How am I gonna?
We got this.
I can't. I can't. How am I gonna? Oh God.
We'll make it work. I'll tell you a little bit about Peyton, why she gains her composure. Peyton.
Hold myself together. I'm sorry.
Well, this is.
Told myself I wasn't gonna cry.
This isn't our first conversation like this, is it?
I mean, are you talking about all the times that I was sitting in Max crying, or are you talk about?
I think you need to talk about it.
Oh God.
You got this.
That just sounds weird.
You got it.
That just sounds weird. Don't do that. True. My makeup's probably running. Mom, don't take a picture. Okay. Okay. That was cute. Good evening, fellow classmates, staff, and parents, and friends. We finally made it. We achieved a huge goal in our lives, and it is my honor to be up here to share my journey. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but school hasn't always been easy for me. Cue crutches. See, that was easier than using those.
Way easier.
Growing up, I had to go through many doctor's appointments and surgeries, which consequently made me miss a lot of school. In total, I've had about 24 surgeries, including procedures. That's a lot. That's a lot. It made me miss a lot of school, and I eventually got behind. In addition to the surgeries and missed school, it didn't help that I was extremely social. I talked a lot in class and skipped class. Not a good idea. In middle school, I was bullied a lot, and rumors were spread about me, which my best friend happened to be the one spreading those rumors. Yeah, didn't turn out good. I didn't really let it get to me too much until about 8th grade. It eventually became too much, and I got extremely depressed. Imagine yourself crying yourself to sleep almost every night, terrified of what was going to be said about you the next day, or who was going to say what, who was going to come up to you. Imagine hiding all of that from your parents for a while because you wanted to feel strong and wanted to be that strong person everyone thought you were. It was at that point where I started self-harming. I didn't eat much anymore, and I slept a lot more. I didn't want to do anything at that point. I didn't want to go to school anymore because I didn't feel safe. After a few months with the support of my friends and family, I slowly got better and stopped self-harming. I was 7 months clean before I started high school, and then things eventually got bad again. I went to Wenatchee High School for 2 years, but it wasn't the right fit for me. It was way too crowded, and I couldn't keep up with the homework and the normal schoolwork for all of my classes. I dealt with a lot of depression and was self-harming throughout the 2 years that I was there. After I decided to make the switch to Westside, I was anxious that all of that drama and depression was going to start up again. However, I know I chose to come to Westside because I heard that it was a smaller school environment and it was a learn at your own pace program, which I definitely needed. I honestly believe that going to Westside was one of the best decisions I have ever made. I had a great support system at the school with my friends, family, Mac and Kalahar especially. Mac and Kalahar were always there to listen when I needed someone to talk to, or if I was having a bad day, they were there. Especially Mac for letting me sit in his classroom. A lot.
Over and over. No.
Excuse you, I was getting to that. I eventually got in trouble for it. Don't do it. I got in trouble. By him. Yeah. The first year that there was a little rough because it was an adjustment to a new school environment, but I'm proud to say that I am more than 2 years clean from self-harm. With the help of my family, where was I? Yeah, the help of my family, including my Westside family and my friends. With this story I've shared with all of you today, I want to thank every single one of you here today and everyone in my life for making me into the woman that I am today. I may have a disability and I might have some emotional struggles. Why am I talking like that? Sorry. Going to a southern accent there for a second. Anyway. But I won't let that stop me from accomplishing my goals in life. Congratulations again, seniors. We finally made it.
There it is. Courage. Lots of courage. Thank you for your emotional strength, Peyton. We appreciate it. That was awesome. Let me put the podium back together. Okay. Okay, that was awesome. Okay, we will now begin the presentations of scholarships and our academic awards for this evening. We have a great number of awards to give out, and we are honored and privileged to have so many deserving students graduating tonight. And our first scholarship, I'd like to welcome Steve Clive to present the Bob Bradford Lions Club Scholarship. Thank you.
Yeah, again, I'm Steve Clive. I'm the president of the Wenatchee Central Lions Club. And the Lions Club motto is, "We serve." And we believe that through improving our education, we can better serve our families and our communities and those other people around us. We have 2 scholarships to give out. Each is for $1,500. And they are used to go to Wenatchee Valley College, and we'd like to have Erica Martinez and Kyla McCullum.
Thank you, Steve, and congratulations, students. I have the distinct privilege of presenting this year's Brad Bockamel Scholarship. Mr. Bockamel was one of the principals of Westside High School, and this scholarship goes to someone who found unique motivation while at Westside. This year's recipient is a young man who has pushed himself to persevere through high school and challenged himself to have the courage enough to step out of his comfort zone and do running start. This year's Brad Bockamel Scholarship goes to Martin Talbot. to the tune of $500. All right. There you are, sir. Thank you. Congratulations. Congrats, Martin. Please welcome Craig Reese to present the Sunrise Rotary Challenge Scholarships.
Good evening and congratulations. This is awesome. On behalf of the Wenatchee Sunrise Rotary Club, it's my pleasure to be here tonight to present the Challenge Scholarship. For nearly 20 years, the Sunrise Rotary Club has reached out to selected high school students during their sophomore year and challenged them in 3 areas: to graduate high school on time with their class, to demonstrate service to their community, and to enroll in post-high school education. Tonight, it is my honor to introduce this year's student who has successfully met this challenge. This challenge scholarship will provide $10,000 over 2 years to assist this student in continuing their education. This year's challenge scholarship is awarded to Alexis Shaw. Congratulations, Alexis. We're proud of you.
The next scholarship is the Eye of the Eagle Scholarship. It's one that's very special to us at Westside. And this year's scholarship has been graciously funded by the Jean Fairchild family. And Cheryl Nickham's going to present it.
So, ladies, I recognize that crying is an okay thing to do, and I appreciate you being able to share your emotions, because usually I go through this scholarship and tear up at least. It's getting better each year, so thank you. It's an honor to introduce this year's recipient of the Steve Nickham Eye of the Eagle Scholarship. The award comes with a $500 scholarship toward furthering the student's education. The scholarship is given in honor of my late husband, Stephen Nickham, who taught science at Westside. Some of you knew him. The award is given to an individual who looks at the world through a filtering eyelid, as eagles do when hunting in bright sun. The individual who receives this award must exhibit the character traits of courage, commitment, and compassion. A courageous student will withstand adversity through to victory over their adversity. Courage to face the unknown and move ahead even when the road seems dark and unknown. Commitment to follow through to complete the task before you. Sometimes we're tempted to quit. Students who persevere and complete the tasks before them are showing commitment. Compassion looks at the heart, the real person, and then cares deeply. Sometimes this comes because of compassion which has been shown to them. Sometimes it's just in our heart to be compassionate. These 3 characteristics build an inner strength and determination that holds a person in good stead as they go through life. This year's recipient has shown courage and resiliency throughout their life. During their time here at Westside, they have built and maintained a strong commitment level, which is why they are graduating tonight. This person's favorite teacher told me that he is an amazing bright spot in the classroom and always super supportive of others, encouraging them to be successful and not give up. He has shown courage to come back after 2 years of absence due to health issues. This former self-proclaimed daredevil has made quite a comeback over the years since their diagnosis of leukemia, which is now in remission. His future plans include pursuing a career as a chef after attending Seattle Culinary Academy, a career which he has already learned a lot about through the Tech Center. Heidi Monroe, his favorite teacher, also said his heart is one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen. I'm quite certain his friends and other faculty and staff would agree. Please help me congratulate this year's recipient of the Stephen Nickham Eye of the Eagle Scholarship, Chris Horner. Oh, absolutely. Chris.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, the Hope Scholarship is our next scholarship. This is an award that is given to outstanding young students who have shown spirit and desire to learn over the course of their high school experience. Not just earn credit, learn, love that. HOPE stands for Helping Our Kids Pursue Education. The HOPE program supports students in the Wenatchee Valley who have a desire to go to Wenatchee Valley College by awarding them each $1,000. The amazing thing about this scholarship is that many of our teachers and staff members donate to this fund each month so that there is a continuous flow of dollars and we always have scholarships that come to Westside. We want to give a special thanks to the personalization of this scholarship for Westside from Leon McKinney, who was unable to be here tonight, but he does a lot for Westside and always brings us money to give away. We have 2 recipients this year for the Hope Scholarship. The first one is for Elisa St. Clair. So Elisa, come on up. Yes. And the second recipient is Maria Braseño. Come on up. And next we have a new scholarship, the Building for Tomorrow Scholarship, and I'd like to have you help me welcome Rafael Aguilar.
Good evening. Congratulations to all of you. You deserve a big round of applause. Great accomplishment. On behalf of Rosalie Construction, my sister Angelica that works at Westside, they have built a small company that turned into a big company. Now we are going to turn into the community. So let's give a big round of applause to them. For a graduate also, who in spite of personal and also family circumstances, he did not give up on their studies and was not only committed to school, but to work and support their financially, his whole family. We believe in the importance of supporting our youth and investing in our future to build families and also build their future as well. The student chosen will be able to use their funds in a school of their choice. It was not an easy to pick. It was not an easy pick. This student is motivated. He's motivated to do the schoolwork, make him also a great recipient. He has a desire of getting his own construction company, a business that we all support here, and build a house for his mom. So that makes him not only the best choice, but also makes him the right person because he wants his mom not to pay rent ever. In honor of Rosalie Construction, let's give a big round of applause and the scholarship of $500 to Juan Roman. Congratulations. Muchas felicidades.
Okay, I had that right. Get some goosebumps here. The next scholarship is the Saul Gallegos Scholarship, and Amancia Solano. Please welcome Amancia Solano to present the scholarship. Maybe? Well, this is hard. Miss Solano? Anyone? Okay, hang on. Well, I do not know the particulars of the scholarship and the dollar amount necessarily, but I do know that it goes to an amazing young woman. So if we can celebrate Gabriela Alvarado, please come up and get your certificate for your scholarship. All right, so we are going to welcome Sharon Johnson to present the PEO Scholarship for 2019. Sharon, please come up.
I'm here representing PEO, which stands for Philanthropic Educational Organization, and we're a group that have sustained for 150 years, and our purpose is to give scholarships and support strong women. And today we give national scholarships, but we also give local scholarships to East Wenatchee High School, Wenatchee, and to Westside. And this year, we asked the faculty of Westside to take and choose our recipient of our scholarship this year. And they chose Emma Crow. Emma is a strong woman, a wonderful girl. She's graduating early. And she has taken German for many years and is fluent and proficient in German language. And she's going on to Portland State and going into international business. So we're so proud to give her this award and for her future.
All right, is there a Mohawk in the audience? Let's get Sheena Zackerly up here. All right.
So I am going to present two separate things. First, I'm going to present those college-bound scholarships. So what we'll have you do is, if I read your name off, just stand and then remain standing until I finish, and then hold your applause until we are complete. Now, the college-bound scholarship is something they sign in 8th grade if they are in a financial situation which inclines them to be able to get it, and then they must maintain a 2.0 GPA and graduate with a 2.0 GPA. And therefore it will cover their tuition for up to 4 years. So those who are college-bound this year are Monica Aguilar, Andrea Bales, Galilea Bayo, Emma Bowe, Kevin Castro Asensio, Elijah Granger, Christopher Gutierrez. Ooh. Hunter Christian Hosterman. Noé Ledesma. Erica Martinez Hernandez. Skylar Matthews. Jade Mephi Fatui. I was waiting for it. Bernice Nunez. You're supposed to stand. Where is she? Yep, over there. Hannah Poe. Christian Prado. Hallie Grace Rhodes. Shia Ross. Noé Sencion. Kaylee George Smith. Martin Talbot. Surfin Reina Torres. What? Okay, come on, man. Jorge Villanueva. Tanner Williams. And last but not least, Vicente Zotello. I know, right? You can give him a nice big round of applause. Okay, you guys can sit now. The second thing I will be presenting is for the varsity letters for our seniors. The varsity letters are through the United Way. Each year, United Way of North Central Washington partners with schools to recognize and reward students for their volunteer efforts. In order to gain these letters, students must complete a minimum of 145 hours of community service, and then all their hours must be verified. This year, for seniors, we do have more, but for the seniors this year, we have 2. The first one is Jade Mephi Fatui with 150 hours. Well, you have like 55 necklaces on. I'm under here, I promise. The second one we have is for Martin Talbot, who exceeded the 145 hours with 280. I'll join you guys later.
Thank you, Sheena. The next award that I'll be, presenting. It's kind of new. We have students who have earned the seal of biliteracy, so this is pretty awesome. The following students have reached the benchmarks of earning 4 credits in English language arts, achieving a passing score in their English language arts Smarter Balanced Assessment, and they earned 4 credits in another language to earn the seal of biliteracy on their transcript. So I'm going to call your name, and if you could stand, and we will recognize you. Emma Crow for German. Gabriela Alvarado, Spanish. Alden Ramirez, Spanish as well. Addie Valencia, Spanish. Francisco Vargas. Yeah, baby. And Aurelia Pulido. Awesome. Very nice job. That is an amazing accomplishment and something that will add a lot to your transcript as you go through life. I'd like to now have Jennifer Devereaux come up and help present the Women's Scholarship, the Women's Service League Scholarship. Screwed that one all up, but here's Jennifer Devereaux. All right.
I'll just hold that. The Women's Service League of Wenatchee established this scholarship in 2013 to financially assist students who help further the goals of the league, which are to promote volunteerism, develop the potential of women, and improve the community through effective action and leadership. Each year, the committee seeks to award a student who demonstrates leadership ability, is involved in the community, and has overcome obstacles. On behalf of the Women's Service League of Wenatchee and the Community Foundation of North Central Washington, I am pleased to announce this year's recipient, along with a $1,000 scholarship to Gabriela Alvarado.
Okay, so we have some students who have pushed it to the next level. A few students here amongst us are graduating an entire year early, and that is amazing, and that accomplishment needs to be recognized. So if you are a junior who's graduating tonight, would you just stand and let us just give you a round of applause for your amazingness? Yeah, baby! Wow! I love it. Nice job, and that hard work and effort has all paid off. Thank you very much. I love it. We're now going to have the Westside High School staff come join us on stage and present a ton of academic awards. So let's have them come on up.
Good evening, I'm Mike Hartley. I teach with the Rock program along with my colleague Brian. And I have 2 awards to give out tonight. The first of which is somebody who's not here, and it is appropriate that we have the juniors that graduated early go right before this, because Emma Schroeder graduated months ago and moved to New York, isn't here tonight, but she's fantastic. She did an amazing job with social studies, and I wanted to get a plaque for her even though she's not here. So I'll pose for a picture. My second award is for English. I want to recognize Janisa Tolliver. Come on up. Janisa has an amazing story. She's a fantastic human being, just awesome. I've got a chance to know her over the years. She's a friend of one of my daughters, my oldest daughter. She swam for me years ago in middle school swimming and at high school swimming, so I've watched her grow. Some of this gray is because of her, I think, in some ways, but I'm incredibly proud of her, and I really, really appreciate all the work that you've done. You're awesome.
Good evening, my name is Jill Svilar.
And I'm Heidi Bard, and we are 2 people.
We are not the same person. We confused a lot of people this year. We share the math, part of the math department in one classroom, so I'm 3 days a week, and Heidi is 2 days a week. And we have had, before we announce the recipient of our math award tonight, we do want to acknowledge that there are a number of you who have been, or you're all rock stars because you're here and you passed your state math assessment in whatever shape or form that was. Some of you with a little bit more blood, sweat, and tears, Jade Muffy. No. And there, we also want to mention students like Emma Crow and Hannah Poe, who just marveled with their ability to go through pre-calculus and Algebra 2 with no help every day. Do you need help? No, I'm good. You're amazing. Students like Clayton Fisher, who'd come in with math problems that he just researched the night before and wanted to talk about him. Super fascinating. So all of you deserve huge congratulations. We're really, really proud of all of you.
Unfortunately, though, for the most of the students at Westside, we kind of feel like math is kind of like going to the dentist office, where you know it's good for you, you know you need to go, but a lot of people wait until they really have to go, and then they're kind of uncomfortable when they're there. And we had one student particularly this year who I felt like had that aversion, but then he started coming before school, and then he started coming after school. And some of the days were so hard, and he would leave school, and I would think, I don't know if I'm going to see him tomorrow. And I would get to school at 7:30, and there he was, ready to go again. And he did this for months so that he could graduate on time. So the Math Award for 2019 goes to Brandon Salazar.
Good evening. Congratulations, class. You look amazing. I'm Julie Middleton Duran. I teach ELL English and History at Westside High School. It's my first year there. One of the best choices I've made in my life. Go ahead, Gayla.
I'm Galen Guthrie. I'm a paraeducator and reading assistant at Westside, and I've been there for 3 years.
We are very honored to present this young lady with our ELL award. This young woman has shown perseverance, coming to school even when she didn't want to. Compassionate heart. This woman has a compassionate heart for others. She has grown in maturity into a lovely young woman. And I must say, I think Galen would agree, that it has been our pleasure to watch her on her journey to help her on her road to success. So our ELL award goes to Miss Rosie Barraza.
And Galen and I teach the reading class. My name is Mary Robinson, and we, all of you out there graduating that were in the reading program, you deserve to be up here, but we only get to pick one. And so for tonight, we picked a student that was great attendance, full of compassion, always kind, didn't always love being there, but she was kind of forced. And she stuck with it, and she wanted to get extra credit and did a novel study, even though she doesn't love to read. And she ended up really liking the book, and we're really happy to give this award to Alyssa Rubash.
I'm the business and marketing teacher at Westside, Frank Brandt, and I'm giving out a business and marketing award. And this student, you know, has really been a joy for me to teach. We run the student store, and I don't know what time he gets to school, honestly. Every day I get there about an hour before the school, and he's already there in the store working every day of the year. He's got an outstanding work ethic. This year we competed at the area conference for DECA, and he was the first person, this is our second year competing, second year we've had a chapter. And he's the first Westside student to be an Area 10 champion. He competed at the state DECA conference. He's really going to be missed. I'm going to need probably 3 or 4 students to replace him next year. But that's Kevin Castro.
Hi, Kevin Skaliski, Social Studies. Thank you. You know, it's really hard to sit up here, and all of us teachers, we trying to figure out how we can honor and with an award in our different areas of expertise. And when you think about it, there are so many of you that have really worked very hard. I think back on the person that I have selected, it was more about understanding, okay? And, you know, in the social studies area, it's not only just memorizing dates and people's names and stuff like that, but it's about an understanding about how we live in the world. And so it's very rare that you get a person, especially one who happens to graduate so early, that it's a joy to see a person who is that interested in the world, what's going on, and how they can help, and they want to. And so my Social Studies Award goes to Emma Crow.
I'm Lexi Hallberg, and I was in charge of fitness and health this year. This year's fitness award goes to a student who is full of charisma, enthusiasm, and athleticism. Every day he came in, he worked really hard and got better each day. He will be missed on the football field. Congratulations to Juan Roman.
Good evening. I'm Carrie DeMarco, and I'm privileged to be one of the English teachers at Westside. And I'm so happy and proud to see some of you with these red hats on, and to see you again, or to get you across the finish line recently, some more recently than others. My English award this year is for a girl who did graduate early and did 7 contracts, 1-quarter contracts in the first quarter. She just came to school, she just kept doing her reading and her writing with extraordinary ability, smile on her face. If I was hiring anyone, I'd hire this girl because she is a worker with a smile. Miss Kenya Emerson, amazing person.
We have a program, we have multiple programs at Westside, and that's what makes the school so flexible, and we really have some programs that are custom tailored to student schedules. One of the newest programs that we have is the CAP program, a credit acceleration program, and it's housed out at the Tech Center. And we often say that we have a Westside teacher out on an island, and it's a great spot. We have 15 students in the morning that are out there, and then go to their technical class in the afternoon, and then some kids that go to their technical courses in the morning, and then have class in the afternoon. It works out great. Mr. Sellers chose this recipient for a variety of reasons, but was unfortunately not able to be here tonight. So I will give this proudly to Jonathan Rangel. So this is the CAP Award. So Jonathan, come on up, buddy.
Well, somehow it seems fitting that we're going last since we're night school and we're after everything else. So, first of all, I want to say that about half of the students that are graduating tonight are coming out of night school, and I would like them all to stand because we can't award awards to everybody, but we want to say hello and we love you, so please. All night school students, stand up. So most of our night school students come to us really behind in credits because we're sort of like the last place to land. And we love them all and we work them to death, and they're willing to come in after they're working a job, and they put in hours upon hours, and they just really work through credits, and we are so incredibly proud of every single one of them. And we wish we could give them all awards. And we also, I want to say, Thank you to all parents and guardians and friends and family for sharing these wonderful young men and women with us, because it's just an incredible honor to be part of your family and to have you as part of ours.
So with that said, we've got an award for science. I would say science and math since that's my hat, but in this case it's just science. This is a person, student I guess I can say, I'm trying not to put the, give it away, that has gone through, as many of you students have, lots of moving around, having to adapt to new schools, lots of controversy at home at times, but came to us at Westside the middle of last year to night school, I think from Eastmont at that point. That might give it away. And just, you know, last year was an adaptation, as often is the case for any of our Westside programs. Kind of takes a while to get used to the groove and kind of go, oh, they're serious about expecting us to do work. But this year, oh my goodness, this person came in and put in a pedal to the metal, had their stuff together and just impressed the heck out of us, and graduated, I think, in February, if not earlier. So I want to give this award to Raven McCrary.
So we have one more award for night school, and that one we're calling the English Award. And there's another reason why we weren't using pronouns, because these two actually kind of come together as a team. So we would like Hunter Hosterman to come up.
I'm back again. It's probably because I have great hair, right? I know. So I am up here to give the, what we like to call, well, I guess it's now the Leadership Award. Used to be referred to as the Ali Guerrero Leadership Award. We'll get that put on there. So the student that I choose for this is usually bring something big to the table when it comes to our leadership club. And as you know, our kits or the spaghetti feed. Now it's socks. I have 1,000 of them in my room. I don't even know where you put 1,000 socks. They're like stacked in bags against a wall. But we will be handing those out. And a leader comes in different forms. It's not always the person you see at the front of the pack who everybody's following. It's not always the one who has the voice that everybody's listening to. I think sometimes a leader is one who leads by example, through hard work. And this person wouldn't really probably admit it, but obviously if you put that much hard work in, it probably means you do care, even though he doesn't like to show it. Now I can tell you that the person is probably, I would say, one of the most stubborn and very hard-headed individuals who I have gotten to know very well as he lived in my office all day, every day, thanks to Running Start, in which he took only online classes. So yes, seven periods a day. I had him, even though I never had him. He has been an asset that was needed, especially when it came to spaghetti feed. Having to go out and get all the donations takes hours and hours and hours. As you saw, he had over 280 hours. So even though he gives me probably the best run of money for great hair, he does have great hair. My leadership award this year goes to Martin Talbot.
Okay. The next award is the Friends of Westside Award. And this award goes to a group or agency that has collaborated with Westside to help our students succeed. Westside. This year's award recipient celebrates a true partnership with the combined goal of helping our students and staff while also being a blessing to the school overall. Sage Hills Church has stepped into Westside and impacted our school on so many levels. They created a back-to-school bash that set up our students with backpacks full of all of the essentials and much more. They provided haircuts, they provided physicals, hearing and vision screenings, entertainment, food, lots of food. In addition, they've taken over our High Rollers Luncheon and provided a catered meal for our students who work hard to go above and beyond academically. They give us gifts to give out to our students who display courage, compassion, and commitment in their everyday lives. And 2 weeks ago, they threw a summer shindig for us where they fed us again, made super cool t-shirts, entertained us with super disgusting and gross, messy games, which was really fun. Magicians, long games, DJs, much more. They just celebrate our students each and every day, and we appreciate it. They also, in a very special moment, gave a laptop to one of our needy students to help support him academically and sustain his growth over the next few years. If their goal was to be a blessing on our school, they have succeeded tenfold. So I'm pleased and honored to give the 2019 Friends of Westside plaque to Sage Hills Church. And I want to thank Andrea Torres for being here tonight. Thank you so much.
I would just like to say that we are just so proud of you guys. We are so happy to partner with such a great school. We appreciate staff so much. We see how much hard work you put into your students, and we just love you guys, and we're just so happy to partner with you.
Please welcome Westside's illustrious office manager, Gretchen Mann, to present our distinguished award.
Hello, class of 2019. Congratulations. We're so proud of you. Tonight, I have the privilege of introducing a young man who came to Westside his sophomore year back in September of 2003. He had a goal. He wanted to return or catch up on some credits and return to Wenatchee High School for his last semester. He did graduate from Wenatchee High School after a successful year and a half at Westside. And this is yet another avenue that Westside offers in partnership with Wenatchee High School. We are honoring Bryson as the distinguished alumni this year because of the dedication he has shown and positive role model that he plays in the Wenatchee Valley. Bryson has gone to EMT classes, the Fire Texas Academy, and then on to receive his degree in fire science in Oregon. He is currently working for the Chelan County Fire District number 1. Bryson is a first responder in the Wenatchee Valley, and I have seen him on the job in the hospitals and even at Westside when we've had some incidents. He is a professional. He is a positive influence in the committee, a husband, and a father. Bryson, you have done well, my friend, and Westside is very proud of you. So please give a round of applause for Bryson Waller, Westside Distinguished Alumni.
As Gretchen mentioned, my name is Bryson Waller, and I was born and raised here in Wenatchee, Washington. Went to Westside and Wenatchee High School. My wife Courtney and I work and raise our daughter here in Wenatchee. 14 years ago, I myself was sitting at graduation. I remember the feeling, the buzz, the sense that the world was at my fingertips. Planning for the summer, Planning for the summer, and to be completely honest, that was as far as I planned because, let's be honest, college wasn't for me. Rewind a little further, and you will see a 16-year-old who was lost, inebriated, and didn't believe in himself. Kicked out of school for poor behavior, I was completely ready to give up until Westside. You see, Westside was the first time in my educational career where I felt like adults believed in me other than my parents. The teachers at Westside can choose any school to teach at, and they choose to teach the hardest and the forgotten. Kids that come to Westside come from all backgrounds, races, and sexual orientations. These teachers are doing it because they truly care. These teachers took a 16-year-old who didn't believe in himself and challenged him to be a lifelong learner. I stand before you a college graduate, a Washington State and Texas State Fire Academy graduate, and proud member of Chelan County Fire District 1. That was a goal I set as a kid and forgot somewhere between 9th and 12th grade. Westside helped me believe in myself again. I am forever grateful for the second chance that the teachers and Westside gave me. Class of 2019, I would like to leave you with a few things that have helped me. Surround yourself with people that motivate you to be a better person, and in turn, you can motivate them. I am fortunate to have an amazing wife, Courtney, and family and friends who challenge me to be better daily. Surround yourself with people who will constantly challenge and motivate you to be a better person. Be persistent. For most of us Westsiders, life didn't make anything easy on us. For a lot of us, school was hard, but we made it. It took 7 years of volunteering to become a career firefighter. Being persistent landed me a career and also helped me obtain a life goal. And lastly, connect with people in your neighborhoods, churches, and community. Connecting with people shares your important story and breaks down the walls. In a world filled with so much hate, be the beacon of positivity with everyone you encounter. Take the time to connect with people of all backgrounds and be that positive influence within your community. And with that, I'd like to say congratulations, class of 2019.
That was awesome. Thank you, Bryson, for being here and for honoring us tonight. I don't see you so well anymore, but that's all right. The Principal's Award, that's why I get to wear these. The Principal Award is reserved for that special student that brings something unique to the forefront of their particular educational journey. This year's recipient has overcome so many obstacles in her life to reach this point of culminating success. It's absolutely astonishing. Life has never been easy for this resilient young lady, and adding in the pressures of school on top of what it took for her to simply navigate through the typical day was a lot to ask. Still, for the most part, she kept a smile on her face. Adding school and pressures of adolescence was a challenge, and she found herself being on the receiving end of the bullying spectrum. Still, with all of that, she managed to keep a smile on her face. When it came time for high school, things became particularly hard, and tears were a part of the everyday experience. Still, she managed somehow to keep a smile on her face. When she came to Westside, it was that smile that lit up the building and warmed our hearts. It still wasn't easy, and we had many a pep talk and a hug and the we gotta pull ourselves together chats. And she put a smile on her face, and she would take on the day. Many, many. If today is about overcoming obstacles and resilience and perseverance, this young lady needs no introduction. The 2019 Principal's Award goes to Miss Peyton Blakeney. So very proud of this lady. Love you, girl. I know for a fact that some of you are sitting out in the audience, or there are some of you sitting out in the audience, that questioned whether today would ever come and whether you'd be able to sit out in the audience and actually watch your student walk across the stage. And I know for a fact, because you've told me, students, that some of you sitting right here in front of me questioned whether this day would come and you would be here tonight. Well, here we are. And this is great. So now we're going to move to the presentation of the diplomas. You've all been waiting for this. I do want to bring your attention to those students who are wearing the silver stoles. They represent students that have been involved in our extremely active leadership club, so you can recognize that. And I would like to invite, for one last time, Superintendent Brian Flones to the podium on my left, and the school board to join me on stage for the presentation of the diplomas. Check, check, check.
George Villanueva. Christian Prado. Noe Ledesma. Francisco Vargas. Samuel Sanchez. Arlene Rodriguez Leyva. Visantes Lotello. Juan Ramon. Jules Druin. Tanner Williams. Serafin Reina Torres. Raven McCrary. Hunter Hosterman. Jaden Myers. Kennedy Stevens.
We're not done yet. It's going. No, you're right here. That's all right. Kind of the beginning of the teacher. You're right.
Samantha Villanueva. Jonathan Rangel. Shia Ross. Yes, I do. Peyton Blakeney.
Congratulations.
Rosie Barraza. Brandon Salazar. Kenny Carlisle. Blanca Jasmine Medina. Eddie Valencia. Erica Martinez Hernandez. Bernice Nunez.
Good luck to you. Yes.
Kaya McCollum. Monica Aguilar. Seda Banuelos. Carla Carrillo. Gabriela Alvarado.
There you go.
Kenya Emerson. Maria Briseno. Skylar Matthews. Braden Montgomery. Holly Shipley. Emma Bowe. Alexis Shaw. Libby Rinke. Christopher Horner. Beck Mackwood. Christopher Gutierrez. William Elijah James Young. Luke Hafner. Clayton Fisher. Peyton Levesque. Eli Granger. Liberty Grace Steele. Sierra Ogle. Kevin Castro Asensio. Andrea Bales. Emma Crow. Galilea Balo. Jade Meffy Fatui. Alyssa Rubesh. Janisa Tolliver. Michaela Brandt. Michael Bonner.
Yeah, there you go, Mike.
Elisa Leclerc. Hannah Poe. Hallie Grace Rhodes. Kaylee George Smith. Brian Hoff. Martin Talbot. Yep, and you get to, got somebody coming up to turn a tassel thing? And, yeah, okay.
Thanks, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
We'll let Martin get through the hug line here, and then we will move on. All right, Martin is making his way back, and before closing, I want to invite everyone to the reception following the ceremony. It will be downstairs, and it'll give you a chance to visit with staff, students, as our Rotarian volunteers help serve cake. I also want to remind everybody, we want to get the graduates down there as quickly as we can, so if you're going to want to swarm, you're going to want to hug, you're going to want a selfie, but if we can get them down the stairs and to the reception, that would be amazing, and then all chaos will break loose. It'll be awesome. So I want to thank our school board members for being here tonight, as well as Superintendent Brian Flones, members of the Wenatchee School District Cabinet, members of our Rotary Club, Westside parents, Westside students, Westside staff, and most importantly, our class of 2019 here in front of me. Yes. Now, you've all waited long enough, and I'm tired of hearing myself talk. Class of 2019, please stand with me. And according to the laws of the state of Washington, in front of all of these witnesses, I attest to Superintendent Flones and the school board that you have all met the requirements of the state of Washington, the Wenatchee School District, and Westside High School. Please move your tassels from the right side of your mortarboard to the left side. Yeah! It's not as easy as it looks. All right. Congratulations, class of 2019. I wish you the very best of luck in all of life's journey, and I invite you to come back to the school that you have called home anytime to visit. Thank you all, and good night.
Hope you enjoyed this special presentation of the 2019 commencement exercises of Westside High School. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by these fine sponsors. Auto Mocha, with 6 locations in our valley to serve you. Black Rock Asphalt Services, your local asphalt seal coating company. Columbia Valley Community Health, with 9 locations serving Wenatchee and Chelan. Dr. Parks, DDS, an orthodontic specialist. Call 662-7918 for a complimentary evaluation. Global Car Care, they speak your car's language. Harvest Valley Pest Control, your guide to the pest-free life. Call for your free quote. By Wenatchee Valley College, your future starts here. And by the Walkabout Grill in downtown Wenatchee and outdoor seating in Leavenworth. For rebroadcast times of tonight's ceremonies, please go to our website, NCWLIFE.com.